After just 16 episodes of Bonanza, Lorne Greene was ready to quit. The show was ranked 45th and dying. He told producers that Ben Cartwright was too cold, too fake. They rewrote the character, and 2 years later, Bonanza hit number 2. But behind the success, tensions burned. Greene clashed with Pernell Roberts so badly the crew had to separate them. He argued with Michael Landon over the show's direction, and after Dan Blocker's death in 1972, Greene said Bonanza should have ended years earlier. The truth behind his calm TV persona was much darker. Lorne Greene, born Lyon Hyman Greene in 1915 Ottawa, came from a family that fought to survive. His father, a Russian Jewish immigrant, ran a small cobbler shop. The family lived in 2 cramped rooms at 127 Clarence Street, 6 people sharing space. When Lyon was 3, he nearly died from pneumonia during the Spanish flu. His grandmother saved him with garlic and honey, an old remedy that somehow worked. At 7, tragedy struck again. His father's shop caught fire, destroying everything. With no insurance, the family was evicted and forced to live in a crowded basement with 12 other families. That fire scarred him for life. He grew up terrified of debt and failure, a fear that shaped every decision he made in Hollywood. As a teen, Lyon found escape in performing. At 13, he went off script in a school play and roasted Ottawa's corrupt politicians. He was suspended, but he'd found his voice. During the Great Depression, he scavenged junk to build a homemade radio, working by candlelight. When his mother smashed it, he rebuilt it and kept practicing. By 1933, he turned down a safe bank job to study acting, pawning his father's gold watch to pay tuition. It caused a family rift that lasted years, but he never looked back. In 1939, he joined CBC Radio and became known as the Voice of Canada. His deep baritone brought calm until the war began. Reading casualty lists every night, his voice became a symbol of tragedy. People stopped calling him the Voice of Canada. They called him the Voice of Doom. After years at CBC, Lorne Greene joined the Royal Canadian Air Force during World War II, narrating powerful wartime documentaries like Fighting Norway and Churchill's Island. The latter even won an Academy Award. But when CBC tried to claim a share of his outside income, Greene quit. He was done taking orders. By 1945, he founded the Academy of Radio Arts in Toronto, training hundreds of broadcasters, including Leslie Nielsen and James Doohan. 90% of his students found jobs, but Greene's generosity outpaced his business sense. By 1952, the school went broke, and he sold everything to move to Hollywood. The transition was brutal. His deep, commanding voice got him typecast as villains and stern fathers. In 7 years, he landed only a handful of roles. He even worked under fake names just to buy groceries. By 1957, he was ready to quit, until his wife convinced him to give it 1 more year. That 1 year changed everything. In 1958, his intense live performance on Studio One caught the attention of a producer from a new color western called Bonanza. Around the same time, he nearly died filming The Buccaneer after slicing an artery during sword training. He hid the injury and pushed through, determined not to lose his momentum. At 44, Greene chose to play Ben Cartwright, the father, after advice from former student Leslie Nielsen. He's the heart of the story. He signed a 7-year deal worth $20,500 per episode, huge for 1959. Bonanza struggled at first, ranking 45th after 16 episodes. Greene threatened to quit, calling Cartwright too cold. Producers rewrote him to be warmer and more human, a father first, gunman second, and by 1961, the show was number 2. Behind the scenes, Greene clashed with Pernell Roberts, sometimes requiring crew intervention. Yet his moral vision prevailed. The Cartwrights should offer kindness before violence. That philosophy transformed Bonanza into one of TV's most beloved family dramas. Every challenge in Greene's life, from burned shops to sleepless radio nights, had shaped the man who became the iconic Ben Cartwright. Under Lorne Greene's quiet leadership, Bonanza tackled themes of racism, justice, and dignity, driven by his belief that television could do better. His wartime experiences shaped his empathy, which infused every story. By 1961, he earned $10,000 per episode, yet secretly donated 20%, about $2,000, to Canadian war orphans, a cause close to his heart after losing his own brother in 1918. By the series' end in 1973, he had given over $400,000, nearly $3 million today. In 1962, Greene directed his first episode, War Wagon, even rewriting a scene to highlight animal welfare despite backlash from part of the stunt crew. That compassion defined him both on and off screen. In 1964, a tabloid affair shocked fans. Married since 1938 with twins born in 1944, he was racked with guilt. Ironically, his spoken-word single Ringo hit #1 that year, and he donated the $500,000 in royalties to anti-nuclear causes, continuing his advocacy despite risking popularity. By the mid-60s, tensions arose with Michael Landon, who wanted more youthful romance while Greene prioritized moral depth. Yet Greene's influence endured. He fought to cast native actors in native roles and produced episodes like The Wish addressing prejudice, earning both hate mail and NAACP praise. By the end of Bonanza's 14-year run in 1973, Greene had become a respected symbol of strength, integrity, and moral courage. He continued to challenge himself with The Harness, 1971, a John Steinbeck adaptation showing emotional depth beyond the Western genre. At 63, Greene shifted to science fiction, playing Commander Adama in Battlestar Galactica, 1978 to 1980, his iconic voice guiding humanity's last survivors through space. Through the 1970s and 80s, he devoted himself to nature and conservation, narrating Last of the Wild and hosting Lorne Greene's New Wilderness, 1982 to 1987, inspiring global audiences and returning to the values that had guided him all his life. Bonanza haunted Lorne Greene to the end. By season 12, weak writing and NBC interference had drained the show's soul. Dan Blocker's death in 1972 felt like losing a son, and Greene wanted Ben Cartwright to face real grief, even divorce, but NBC refused. He later said the show should have ended after season 6. After that, the heart was gone. The series ended abruptly after 431 episodes on January 16, 1973. Greene had envisioned a true farewell, with little Joe riding off into the sunset, but it never happened. Later, he clashed with Michael Landon over movie projects, insisting any continuation honor Dan Blocker and the show's legacy. Greene passed on September 11, 1987, at 72, from complications after ulcer surgery. Around 500 attended his funeral, including Landon and Pernell Roberts, a quiet reunion of the Bonanza family. Beyond acting, Greene became chairman of the National Wildlife Foundation, authored Lorne Greene's Book of Remarkable Animals, and hosted New Wilderness, inspiring generations to care for the planet. His legendary voice, once the voice of doom during wartime broadcasts, evolved into a symbol of hope and guidance. Though he never returned to Ben Cartwright, his influence endures. Shows like Yellowstone echo the archetype he perfected, a man who protects his land, family, and values. Greene's gift to television lives on in every strong, thoughtful patriarch, a voice that continues to teach, guide, and inspire.